Hey, what's up, guys? Just doing a quick top down on NASDAQ, Dow, gold, oil, and Bitcoin. All right, so we'll start with the daily chart here. We have some levels to look at. Looks like NASDAQ's tapping into some solid support here. Let's just draw this out from the left. We have this region here, so we're looking at 18,050, give or take, down to about 18,700. May want to tap into that, or maybe we get a reversal back up with all this negative news out there. We have some labor strikes and whatnot. The government may close, blah, 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 blah. It's always macro stuff, but I don't pay attention to that. I do pay attention to the calendar. We do have some data coming out Friday, PCE index. We have some red folder as well. Fed Chair Powell speaks on, what day is this? Thursday. FOMC member speaks. Got the unemployment claims on Thursday as well. We have consumer confidence on Tuesday. Monday, be aware that member Kashari speaks, the Fed FOMC member. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Just review this at forexfactory.com. It'll help you out a little bit. So on the daily, it looks like I got here the level. It did wake up to this 15,020. I wouldn't be surprised if it continues back up there. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. At this point, it looks like it's just consolidating right there. Let's go to a 30 minutes as well. And so pretty much, yeah, that's it. So, let's see what happens when the market opens. Let's see what the trend tells us. Okay, and Dow. Now the Dow, let's go down to the daily. So this had a pretty aggressive move down on Friday, and it tapped into a pretty decent support level, 34 to 32. There's no reason why it can't come down to about 34,000. Or at least this wick right here to the left, 34,123. But also keep in mind there's a lot of liquidity here on this impulse down from this whole candle. So even at the 50% point, we're looking at, about 600 points up. Let's go to the 1-hour time frame. So if you notice, that liquidity box I just drew, excuse me, it's in line with this candle, this impulse down. So maybe we can come up to reclaim some of that, right where this wick is, or at least this right here. Or maybe it grabbed the liquidity when it shot up here. We don't know what the market makers are up to be honest. What's the 4-hour time frame saying? I mean, it did wick up 2 times and came back down, but this could be a pretty strong support. We'll see. Next, we'll go to gold. Gold will go to a daily. Looks like gold is, let me get rid of this box. Gold is making its way back up on Friday. Let's look at the weekly. Huge doji candle on the weekly. We shall see what this evolves into. And levels, I don't even want to draw levels on the weekly. Let's go to a daily. Let's look at now. Let's actually look at a 12-hour, 4-hour, 1-hour, and see if I can get some levels off this. Let's see. I mean, draw some basic stuff right here. This is support right here. Looking to the left, and you have, excuse me, pretty tight range here. I think it has to break through one of these 3 levels before we get continuation. So, for example, if gold taps this and then comes back up, it has to break out of this to continue up. I'm not sure which way it's going to go. It depends all on the macro, which I'll go down to. I'm going to do oil, but let's just look at DXY real quick. So the dollar on a daily is on a rip. It's ripping, but let's get rid of that. It's ripping to the point where it may be tapping into some resistance where, depending on macro and whatnot, especially if the government shuts down, It may do a reversal. If that does a reversal or to retrace back down a little bit, that's going to be good for stocks. So being that this has been on a rip, it's it's probable that maybe, but the one thing I'm looking at on the weekly, now the weekly is pretty solid on this right here. It wicked down and it grabbed that liquidity and shot back up. And now we're at a level of 105,591, and see these bodies right here. It seems like a level right there that's gonna decide, who's gonna win, buyer or sellers. Let's go to a lower time frame of 4 hour. Right now, it's just it's consolidating in this box right here, and once this breaks out, see what oscillators I have. See, now the MACD and the RSI has the 50 line. Whenever it crosses the 50 line, right here, it has a trend up. But now it seems like it's just consolidating, so let's get rid of that. Go back to price action. On the 30-minute, now keep in mind the market's closed, it's opening in 20 minutes. We'll see what happens. If I was trading this, I'd probably have a DXY chart open and a gold chart open, along with some indices, okay? So these are pretty much the levels I think it has to break. It has to break below 105,267, really get continuation down. This wick down here, it's questionable as to, is this a wick, was this to grab liquidity, or was this a sign of what's to come? Okay, and this comes down to 104, 660. All right, now let's move over to oil. Oil's been on a tear, obviously because of world events, macro. Oil is very macro. I don't trade it that much. I've been watching it. I made a few trades the other day. The weekly, it looks like it opened at 90.37, closed at 90. It's pretty tight. We'll see what happens with this one here. I'm not even going to draw levels yet. So the Friday had opened up at 89.64 and closed at 90.05, but the wicks, we had a lot of movement on that. Let's go down to 4 hour, and then I'll draw some levels real quick. Don't mind these two levels here. So this, to me, it looks like tough call because it grabbed some liquidity down there. I'd say here is a good support, excuse me, and resistance is right about here. I could say this here, it's a little more consistent, but let's just be generous and let's go down to the 30-minute. Just do this, auto fit. Okay, and let's get rid of the circle. Add by circle. Okay. All right, guys. So the middle line of this is going to be about, when I say middle line, I say middle of the range. So we shall see. It's between 91 and change and 89 and a quarter. And the middle line's around 90 and a quarter. So keep your eye on oil. Keep your eye on the DXY. Keep your eye on gold. And we'll see what happens this week. Monday may be a little slower. And, maybe since we had such a down move at the end of the day Friday, we'll get a nice little pump up, grab some more liquidity, and either continue down or maybe we'll do a reversal. Just watch the dollar, watch oil, keep your eye on the calendar, keep your eye on some basic macro news, just to give you, keep yourself abreast of the situation. And lastly, this video is getting a little long, but if you guys are into scalping crypto, I've been watching some alts. I noticed that Theta Coin has been moving a lot. There's an indicator, a great indicator I use by these guys, disruptive developers. And even though this is a low liquidity exchange that I'm giving an example on, but this is a pretty good indicator. It's very helpful. I use it in conjunction with the VWAP. And an oscillator down here, which I got to clean that up, so I'll get rid of that for now. But you're getting some decent moves on Theta Coin. Let's just see, for example, if you would have took a short on the London session last night, Sunday night. All right, what's today? Sunday. On Saturday night, if you would have taken a nice short here, you would have gained about 1.5% by the New York session, which would leverage, if you're using 10x leverage, that's 15%. So there's that. There's FLM, which we didn't This thing kind of moved already, and now it's just bottoming out. So I wouldn't even touch it right at this point. I don't know the story behind that. WorldCoin has been very volatile. If you're like a real scalper, if scalping is in your nature, and you're on the crypto exchanges, like I have Phemex. I'll put a link down for the Phemex down below. You don't need a VPN. You can trade in the United States. I mean, look at the moves this thing's making. This is a 1 minute. You got to be careful though, because look, 2.5% in what? Since 4:30 today, and it pops back down. It's crazy, but you have to get rid of this. I have to get rid of this. Hold on a second. So let's do like a 4 minute. Okay. So you get a high right here, and it comes back, retraces the 50% mark of this candle. Okay, it continues down, almost retraces the whole candle, pops back up, doesn't hit the full top of that. So you have a liquidity. So the great thing about this indicator is the vector candle shows you unclaimed liquidity. Okay, so this right now is leveled out because this market's all dead. It's going to open up in a little while, even though it's crypto. But these moves are very, if you take advantage of them, this is a 50 EMA right here, this green line. And this is an unclaimed vector zone liquidity right here. So let's just say it pops back up here and then comes back down here. You're able to get, and it comes back down to a main line of resistance right here. Let's just say right here. Okay, so let's just say let's be conservative. So let's say it goes up here. I would probably do a short at like 1, maybe go up a little higher to be safe. Like do a small position here, short, and maybe a higher position. Excuse me, a little larger position. As long as I have confluence, and I look at the other time frames as well. See where we're at. Look at the hour. But this looks like on the hour. Let's go to the 4-hour. On the 4-hour, it's moving up. You got about 2 hours left, so there's no reason why this can't go up to about 170, and then we could see where we're going to be at with, see, Market Liberator, which is basically market cipher, but it's free. You don't need to pay like $2,000 or whatever he's charging. If you're on a budget, just get Market Liberator. There's a Discord link. If you need it, just ask me for it. Yeah, so anyway, this is a good one to scalp. And if you want to like hyper scalp it, go on the 1 minute time frame. Give you an example. On the 1 minute time frame, if I was scalping this just now, check this out. Look, so I tapped off that middle line I put before. Okay, looking at 1.24%. And if you use the Liberator, Market Liberator, this green line here with the wave crossover right here, see this? Okay, let's see where this money line is. So see the green money line right here, down here? So up here, that's 1.24%. So with 10x leverage, that's 12%. It may take out like 2% for your fees. All right, guys? All right, that's it. That's just some altcoins I'm looking at. WorldCoin, Theta Coin. I don't give a shit about the coin, what it does. I could care less. I used to. Gave up on those days. Bitcoin Cash is moving a little too. Not as much. Let's just see on a 1 minute. 34%. Yeah, you don't want that. It's garbage. Let's see. Sol moving up at all. Let's see. I get half a point in about what, 15 minutes. And now it's like moving up. See the green vector candle right there? So this indicator is great. Disruptive developers, they did a great job. But I look at the lower cap coins. Let's look at Ripple. Nah, screw that. XLM, nope. And check your USDT. Look at this weird movement here. It doesn't even look natural. It's all algos. What's Pepe doing? People love this fucking coin. Pepe. Link's the hot one right now too. There's a lot of stuff going on with Link, but now I think it's just algos. Once the market's open, we'll see what's up with this. But it had its little high up at the 7.25, and right now it's a matter of letting the markets open, seeing what's going on, looking at the equities and seeing how they're doing at DXY. Keep your eye on USDT, and if you really want to get into other things to look at, if you guys aren't familiar with crypto, just take a look at the overall market caps. This guy Ben Cohen, he's pretty famous on YouTube. He does the total market cap. So let's just go to like the daily. That's crypto total market cap with everything included. Okay, then if you want to minus that out with just doing excluding BTC, you can see if it's going up or down. And if you want to just do excluding BTC and ETH, you can see where the altcoins are going. And then if you go on a lower time frame, you can see where the altcoins are going. But it's not all the altcoins, so it's kind of hard to distinguish, you know. But hey, it's a good reference point, and I'm missing a bunch of stuff. I'll do some more crypto stuff down the line. My main focus now is on equities. The market's about to open in 10 minutes. Oh, gotta go, guys. Have a great night.